So we tried with GL20, right? So let's take the same GL20. Okay, let me save it. It's saved. Okay, asset number is 2 lakhs is created. Okay, so we have created an asset, and if you want to go and change anything, you can use change AS02, or if you want to see the report, if you want to see this, you can see here AS03. In AS03, we can find the same. Okay, whatever we have entered, we can see all of them here. Okay, so still we have some issue with the depreciation key 124148 and the depreciation area 80. Back. Now let's do this thing in Asset Explorer. This is called Asset Explorer. Okay, now here in the Asset Explorer, this is the most important report from the asset accounting perspective. Okay, Asset Explorer, this there is a separate Fiori app called 360 degrees. 360 degrees asset view, something I don't remember exactly, but 360 degrees asset view or 360 degrees view, something like that, that gives you the same. I mean, we have a separate Fiori app in the Fiori Launchpad. So Asset Explorer path for this is easy access, accounting, financial accounting, fixed asset, AW01N, Asset Explorer. Now, the moment you enter here, you can see the complete information: acquisition value, what is the depreciation, and what are we have here. Okay, what are the depreciation areas that we have? Everything can be seen. What is our cost center? What is the GL account that it is triggering? And what is the profit center? And you can see the depreciation posted values, all those things. And since we have not capitalized, we have not posted any value to this asset, you cannot see anything over here. Okay, this is the most important report, AW01N. Now let me create a few more assets, then after that we will post the value. Okay, now how can I do? I can do, if I want to create at a time 5 assets, so I can do just say 5 or here. Maybe you have a different description, maybe you have different cost center, that's fine. System will give us that pop-up window wherein we can enter that information. Okay, so just enter here. I will say machinery 1. Okay, and similarly I'm going into time dependent. I will say 1000 or here, and in the depreciation I will be selecting the useful life as 10 years, and depreciation start date as the same. Okay. Still the problem is there. Let us see that later. GL20. Okay, and when I'm trying to save, system will give one pop-up window here. It says, do you want to create the assets? You're creating 5 similar asset records. You can choose to keep all these assets the same except for their asset number, or you can choose to also maintain your own entries in certain fields. If you choose create, your assets are all the same. If you choose maintain, you can make individual entries in certain fields. It means the moment I say maintain, I'll have a window where I can maintain the same thing. But if I just say create, the description, everything going to be the same. So if I say maintain, I have another window wherein I can maintain the description. So I'll say here 2, 3, 4, 5, and I can change the cost center if I want. Okay. Otherwise, if I just say create, the description, the cost center, everything going to be the same. So you have an option to change these fields. Okay, so remaining things are going to be the same, only the changes will happen in these fields. Okay, now create. See, 2 lakh 1 to 2 lakh 5 have been created. Now if you go and see in the display asset, here I'm selecting a drop down, I can see all of them here. Okay, these are us, these are us. So you can restrict that one also, select it over here, select the company code 1248 and just enter. You can see only the our company code related. Okay, so we don't have any capitalization data. So we have these assets created. Similarly, you can use all other asset classes. Now, when I go here into this, still I don't see any capitalization date, first acquisition or acquisition year. I don't see anything. Now we will acquire the asset. So what entry do we have in the case of acquisition? Okay, so what entry do we have in the case of acquisition? So debit asset, credit vendor, right? This is normal entry. But here you will have technical clearing account. This is what we discussed earlier. So let's go and post it one acquisition. So F-90, we have different options to do that, but let me show you one option that is called F-90, and we can also use ABZON. Okay, so F-90 with vendor, this is without vendor. Okay, F-90. The path for this is easy access, accounting, financial accounting, fixed assets, posting, acquisition, external acquisition, and with vendor F-90, just enter into this. I will say 0104/2019. What happened to this company code here? Sorry, currency over here. 0104/2019. Okay, so 31 is for vendor. Let me just select the vendor. Supplier by company code. Our company code is 1248. Just press enter. I will select something. Okay, I'm selecting 200, 110. Okay, I'm saying 1 lakh now. Okay, so now we are entering the vendor. We have entered the vendor. So credit the vendor. What is going to be debit? Debit is going to be asset. For debiting the asset, posting key is a 70. For crediting the asset, posting key is 75. This is the one what we have seen in our configuration as well. So take 70 here and enter the asset number. So let me take the first asset number and the transaction type, which is important. Since we are posting this transaction manually, we will have to enter the transaction type. Most of the times these transaction types will be triggered automatically, but since it is happening manually, so we will be entering 100 is the transaction type to be considered because it is an external asset acquisition. Enter. What happened to this? No amount authorization. No amount authorization from current line item has been specified for company for the users. Okay, I'm going back to the configuration again in fixed asset in accounts receivable and accounts payable. Define tolerances. Let's see whether we have just execute. Our company code is 1248. We have tolerance group. So there is no problem with this. Let me just select here 1248. Someone has deleted this. Okay, so I will select this. I will say 1248. Save. Okay, back. Now let us go back here. It will not allow us to do again F-90. What happened to this currency here? Okay, so vendor I'm selecting, saying amount, entering the amount here and debit the asset and select the asset number, transaction type, fiscal year already closed. Who has created 1248?